Okay, starting again. So, sitting comfortably as we prepare for our evening Zen practice, the first evening Zen practice of our late summer season. So it's a transformational period. It's the shortest of the seasons, but it's really important. So let's prepare as we do for our practice. We can move if we need to, but let's just allow ourselves a few moments to arrive. So rest your eyes. Let yourself be wholeheartedly here in this moment. Let's let go of all of the wonderful stuff we've done today. And let's release any concerns about what we're doing later today, this evening, or tomorrow, so that we're able to be completely present here and now. Let's just listen to this moment. And then with a little shift of awareness, let's focus on the sense of touch, what we might be experiencing through the skin right now. One of the things you may be aware of is the feeling of clothing touching your skin and moving gently as you breathe. So let's awaken the sense of smell. Let's explore whether this moment has its own scent. And then beginning to gently withdraw awareness from the external experiences and begin to internalize, noticing what's happening inside you. Physically, right now, what are you aware of around your body? Remaining present with whatever you find. No need to analyze, no need to try and fix it. Simply feeling, acknowledging and accepting what's happening in this moment. And bringing that same kind of awareness to what's going on in your mind. Acknowledging the busyness that may be there, the thoughts, the feelings and the emotions perhaps. But again, no need to get tangled up with them. And if we return to physical awareness of the body, let's just check in with physical alignment. How are you sitting? Perhaps we can adjust if we find ourselves slumping a little. Comfortably align your spine. No forcing needed here, just a gentle feeling of sitting tall. Of elongating and decompressing perhaps in the back of the neck. And then letting the shoulders soften and settle. Sensing openness in the chest. Taking a little time sitting in this tall position and connecting to the natural flow of your breath. No effort needed. Just taking the time to observe the flow of breath in and the breath out. Noticing how the rhythm, the pace of your breath evolves and settles. So give yourself a little more time just to sit with your breath. So pausing from following your breath, noticing how you feel right now. I hope you're enjoying a sense of calm. And perhaps, if this feels right for you, you can set an intention from this feeling of calm. So let your intention settle in your mind. And then gently repeat the words of your intention. Might just be one word, that's fine. 3 times in your mind. When you're ready, lifting your eyelids, and we can sway a little from side to side, signaling to the body that we're about to move. Good. Okay, so as we step gently into the late summer practice, we're shifting from the fire element to the earth element. So we're spending time grounding, and we're concerning ourselves with nourishment, and the abundance of what we've cultivated throughout the year so far. So that doesn't mean that we're completely stepping away from the summer and everything that involved. What it means is we're going to gather in the things that we've benefited from, that we've learnt over the summer, and we're going to release, we're harvesting, and we're going to release and let go of the stuff that we don't need, that isn't serving us so well. So our energetic system is concerned with the stomach and the spleen. It's very much about nourishment and digesting what we've received. So we're grounding into the earth. We want to bring the mind into the Tanden, the energy center. So it's about 3 fingers below the navel in the center of the body. So we kind of bring the mind down there. And one of the things that we work with one of the concepts we work with in the Zen practice is that energy follows the mind. So when we bring the mind down here, we focus and we bring energy down here, and it helps us to ground. So just take a moment finding that sense of grounding. Roots deep in the earth, that lovely strong connection. Good. And we're going to try and carry that with us throughout our practice this evening. Let's begin by rolling shoulders. as we usually do. Let's inhale forwards and up. Exhale back and down. And again. One more time. Good. Okay, let's turn the head to the left. As far as it's happy to go, we'll have a little nod here. We're just easing out any tightness or tension that might be lingering around the neck area. So take your time. Bring your calm and steady breath with you. Okay, let's just glide over to the other side. Let's nod there. Again, take your time. Breathe, feel. Good. Okay, back to center. So right now I'm sat on a cushion, but I'm going to come off the cushion and shove it to one side. I'm going to bring the soles of the feet together. So when we have the soles of the feet together like this, we're able to begin to connect to the energy lines on the insides of the legs. So for us specifically, it's the spleen. The spleen. And if we just flap our wings a little bit, we can begin to wake it up a bit. So the spleen comes from the top of the big toe, inside the foot, through the insides of the legs, up, ends at the armpits. So it's a nice long energy line that way. Okay, and the stomach comes from a fork, kind of the edge of the forehead and underneath the eye. Then it joins up as it moves down. Comes over the nipples, through the groin, front of the leg, all the way down to the second toe. So there's a lot of leg stuff going on for us in the late summer. Okay, so from this position, again, just taking a moment to bring the mind down to the tanden to feel grounded. We're going to pop the left hand down behind us, bring the right arm up just behind the left ear, the right ear, if we can, and we're turning to look behind us. So we've set up a little twist here, but we've got this feeling of uplift rising through the body, the torso, connecting to both of those energy lines there as we breathe. Good. Okay, let's gently release that and come back to center. Nice. So let's take that to the other side. Entering into a little twist, breathing and releasing there a little if we can. Feeling the uplift through the side of the body. Good. Okay, let's release that. So we're going to do another twist in a moment, but first of all, let's do a little bit of side stretching. So we'll just do a nice flowy side stretch, staying in this position. So we're going to rotate the palms. I'm pausing because I'm once again just grounding down through the sit bones, keeping this sense of energy in the tanden. Going to inhale. Connect the palms. Exhale, come over to the left. Easing into a side stretch there. We just go as far as is comfy. Inhale. Connect. Exhale. Over to the other side. Inhale. Connect. Exhale. Side stretch. Inhale. Connect. Exhale. Side stretch. One more time each way. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Okay, let's come up, let's connect again. And then let's part the arms. Still sitting tall. Beautiful. Okay, let's open the legs. So we don't need to kill ourselves, as always. We're not going to force anything. So it's comfortably apart for me. And again, just taking a moment to ground. So pausing to bring the mind down into the tanden to make sure that the sit bones are grounded. Okay. So I'm going to inhale, bring the arms up, aligning nicely. And I'm going to fold forwards, exhale. So might not go very far, that's fine. Just going to let the hands come down. Take a couple of breaths. So noticing where you feel that, possibly on the insides of the legs, and that's fine. Okay, so we're going to start to move gently over to the left. Going to kind of hurdle over the arms, and as I move, the feet, the legs are turning, so the hips are rotating. Keeping the arms long, and I'm going round as far as I can, pressing into the palms, keeping the front of the body open. So I'm not collapsing into this. I'm staying open. We're going to take a few breaths here. Good. Okay, let's gently walk back. The legs rotate. We'll sit tall in the center just for a moment. So we're going to do that on the other side, but we'll start with a forward fold again. We'll inhale, rising up. Exhale, forward fold. Again, just as far as is comfy. So here I'm maintaining length. I want to keep this feeling of openness in the front of the body. Good. Okay, let's make that journey over to the right. So the hips rotate as the feet turn, going around as far as I'm comfy to. So for me, I don't feel as I'm going quite as far on this side. That's okay. One side's never the same as the other. Opening through the front of the body, remaining upright. Breathing here. Okay, let's release that and walk gently back round, grounding through both sit bones. Take a moment to sit tall. Good. Okay, we're going to bring the legs gently together. We're going to work in a slightly different way now. So I'm going to start with that's my right, yes. With the right leg. Let's start with the right leg. So I've bent the right knee, but what I'm doing is I'm pointing the toes back and I'm encouraging the calf. I'm just drawing it out so that the knee can point forward and the foot can point back. So we might struggle a little bit to ground here. Let's just take a moment to do so. Okay, and then I'm going to turn around on my mat because I want you to be able to see what's going on. So I'm going to place my right hand onto the sole of the foot, and I'm going to press down into the other hand and ease back onto the forearms. Okay, so stage one, we'll just take a breath here.
Okay, for how many minutes?
Siri's talking to me. It's okay, Siri.
Sorry, I don't understand.
No, I know, don't worry. Okay, if you feel able to, you can try and lower all the way down and take a couple of breaths. Notice where you feel that, front of the left of the right thigh, possibly. And then we're going to ease gently back up into sitting tall. Unwind the right leg. And of course, we've got to do that on the left side. So we just encouraging the calf to the outside. Yeah, that's not so easy on that side. Okay. So, going to place the palm on the foot, going to lean back onto the forearms and breathe. And then perhaps we can lower down. Just breathing gently, noticing where you feel this. Okay, then we can ease back up, unwind. Let's just sit tall for a moment. Good, well done. So we're going to try this on both sides. I say try because it's always about trying, isn't it? So it's, when we were children, I'm sure we used to do this all the time. The older we get, yeah. So just rotating, drawing out some of the flesh to enable that. Good. And then, I'm going to see if we can come down onto the forearms. So remember, we only do what feels comfortable. If something feels frightening or unsafe, then we can give it a miss. We can think about doing it and get some benefit in that way. We're never going to force anything. If you would like to, you can try lying down now. And then we'll all gently come back up. And we'll arrange ourselves into Dandasana just for a moment's recovery, sitting tall, just listening to where we're feeling and what we're feeling. Good. Okay, so let's come onto all fours. Let's come onto hands and knees. Let's stray away a little bit from our pure late summer focus, and let's just wave through the spine. So today I think we will start the wave by arching up as we inhale. And then from the tail, we're going to wave through as we exhale, sinking the belly, rising up through the crown of the head. And then we're just going to keep flowing with the breath. Take all the time you need. Let your breath be the guide. See how your body feels. Lovely. Waving through the spine, really waking it up, creating some space and mobilizing. Good. Let's come back to a neutral position and let's come into a little bit of puppy dog. So the hips and the knees remain where they are. We'll walk the hands away and we'll let the shoulders and the chest melt towards the ground. We'll pause here, breathing. Good. Okay. Okay, let's ease gently back up onto all fours. Let's begin to mobilize the hips a little bit. Just going to step forward to give me a little more space behind. I'm going to start with the right foot, the right leg. So I'm going to inhale, draw the knee in. Exhale, line up. Good. And again, inhale in. Exhale, extend. One more time, inhale in. Exhale and extend. Okay, we haven't finished with that leg yet. We're going to inhale, we're going to cross it over to the left and tap the toes down and look there. And then exhale back in line. Good. Inhale, cross over, tap down, look. Exhale back. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Great. So bend that knee, that right knee. We're going to draw the knee in, and this time we're going to pop the foot down inside the right hand. Okay, so we're actually going to scoot that foot a little further forward and let the hips shift. We want a nice stretch through the left thigh, the front of the left thigh. Okay, and then we're going to begin to open and lengthen in the front of the body. So the hips are neutral. I'm going to press into the right knee to help us to come up. So mind in the tanden again. You're grounding down, rooting down, drawing up nourishment. So we're going to take the left hand, the thumb of the left hand, we're going to press the thumb into the top or one of the forks of this stomach energy line, which is just below the eye, beside the nose. And we're going to lift and open even more. Keep that forward kind of movement in the hips and pelvis as you lift and open and breathe here. Good. Okay, let's release that. Let's bring both hands down and let's ease the hips back all the way, lengthen through the right leg, and let's just take a moment breathing here. Great. Okay, let's draw that leg back and we're back on all fours. Let's take a little mini break. Let's come into child's pose. Extend the arms, rest the head down. Find your comfort here. Listen. Take time. So it's a little pause, which is kind of a little bit like what the late summer is. It's a pause for us to digest what's happened in the summer, what we've experienced. Not just in the summer, but in the seasons building up to it. And we gather. Once we know what's ripe and ready, we gather from that. So let's gently come back up onto all fours. And let's do that on the other side. So the left knee will inhale, bring it in, exhale and extend, line it up, inhale in, exhale, extend. One more time, inhale in, exhale. Good, lovely strong lines. So we inhale, we cross over to the right, tap the toes down and look. Exhale, lift and lengthen. Inhale, cross over and tap. Exhale, return. One more, inhale and exhale. Good. Let's bring that knee gently in and step it towards the left hand. Then scoot it a little further forward as we let the hips shift as well. And we begin to lift and lengthen through the torso. Okay, feeling that nice stretch in the front of the right thigh. Going to rest onto the left knee as we lift and open. Plug with the right hand into that pressure point below the eye, beside the nose. Lift, open and breathe. Okay, let's gently release that. Reach for the ground. We'll walk back gently, lengthen through the left leg. And we'll take a breath. And then we'll draw that leg back and we'll come into a child's pose. Resting. What do you need to do with your arms now? Listen to what your body is asking of you. Take a little time to breathe, to gather up, to store. Okay, so let's come up into standing. Let's come through a teeny bit of downward dog, a teeny bit. I know it's evening time and we don't really want to overstimulate, so we won't pause there long. Let's tuck the toes. So as we're focusing on the tanden, let's do just that. Let's bring the mind right back into the tanden. Soften the elbows, connect through the palms to the ground, the earth beneath you. Press into the toes. Inhale and lift the knees. Exhale, take the tail up and back. Lengthen from the tail all the way through the back to the fingertips. Good. Let's take just one breath, enjoying downward dog as it is this evening. And then we're going to gently wander towards the hands. Going to let the feet ground. So release the hands, but just take a little time. I'm going to hold the opposite elbows just to get the hands out of the way. But I'm taking time just to notice how the weight is distributed around my feet. I'm aiming to centralize it, so I'm not leaning into the heels. I'm not grasping with the toes. I have a feeling of being central. Okay, good. So maintaining that feeling as we gently release the elbows and rise up. Coming into standing. Pausing for a moment to take a breath. Good. Okay, I'm just going to adjust a teeny weeny incy bit so we've got a bit of yoga teacher head. Haha! Okay, so let's stay within our late summer practice. So legs wide. Let's not kill ourselves, but let's make it as wide as we're comfortable to. And I'm gently turning the feet out. So, again, before we set off on any journey here, let's bring the mind back to the tanden. Let's ground. So at the moment as we stand here, I'm pretty sure that you're all well aligned, that the hips, the shoulders, the top of the head are all in line. So we're going to sink the tail down. We're going to bend the knees. We need to pay a little attention to what's going on here, particularly to protect the knees. So I'm just glancing to make sure the knees and toes going in the same way. We don't want the knees to roll forward. We want to keep them rolling out. So that might require a little effort and a little care. The deeper you sink here, the harder you're going to work. So that's up to you. Okay, going to bring the hands onto the thighs, the middle of the thighs. So we're maintaining at the moment this relationship of shoulders above the hips. And we're going to turn to the right, to the left. Turn to the left. And then we're going to lean over that left leg. So we're not sticking the bottom out, we're keeping the spine as long as possible. Taking a breath. Okay, let's sweep forwards and then we'll come up. Long spine, not sticking the bottom out, on the other side. Exhale as you sweep forwards. Inhale up. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Okay, we're going to pause here. Going to move the right shoulder forward and the left shoulder back and look back. Breathing. Good. Gently untwist. And we're going to do that the other way. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Spine long. Breathing. And then we'll come back to the center, sitting tall as it were in the squat. And we'll rise up. Good. Heel toe. Gently bring the legs together. Good. Very well done. Okay, the late summer balance. So here we're going to try and align. We're going to be working again with that feeling of alignment from the knee, the hip, the shoulder, the crown of the head. So I'm going to start off making my preparation, which is putting roots down, imagining deep roots in the earth. Preparing to take the weight on my left leg. Just allowing the breath to steady and settle. So I'm going to begin by bringing the right foot up behind me. Now, if you can capture the foot, that's great. If not, it's okay. We can leave the foot mid-air and we can perhaps clasp the hands behind us or hold the hips. So remember, what we're aiming for is the line. Knee, hip, shoulder, and head. I'm wobbling all over the place. So at the moment, I'm hoping that I'm all in line, but I'm going to start to tilt, but I'm going to maintain that line. I'm going to use both hands to hold the foot, remaining open at the front of the torso. Okay, coming down to have a look. Good. Good. That's it. So the key is to, beautiful, Lindsay, the key is to keep that sense of opening in the front. Okay, let's release that side. Beautifully done, well done. Pause, catch your breath. Ground again. Okay, and let's begin to move into the other side. Take your time, okay? Good. Good. That's it. Let's see if we can just take a couple more breaths here. gently releasing. Releasing the leg coming into standing, and just take a breath. Well done. Good. Okay, so we're going to ease down onto the mats. I'd like you to come down in your own beautiful way. I'm just going to cross my legs, squat down. Oh, I think I need to adjust the camera. Anya's dreaming. She's twitching and dreaming. There you go. Okay. So let's bring the soles of the feet together again, and let's rock. Let's rock from side to side. Good. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to bring the knees together, and we're going to do a progressive forward fold. So just hauling out the flesh so that I can sit tall and again focus on the tanden, grounding down. So if we can, we could hold the big toes, but that might be a bit of a stretch. So we could hold the feet, we could hold the ankles or the calves. Let's not be too strict about this. I've got long arms, so I can touch my toes, that's fine. So before we go anywhere, I'm grounding, minding the tanden and growing tall. Breathing in. And then as I breathe out, I'm just going to shift the heels a little further forward, trying to maintain contact between my chest and the upper thighs. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out a little further forward. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out a little further forward. Maybe this is far enough. If you've got further to go, you're welcome to take another breath. I'm just going to pause here, and I'm actually going to let my head bow and breathe. Good. And then we'll gently come all the way back up. Going to let the legs settle down. Take a breath. Cool. Okay, she says cool. It's in fact very hot. So we're going to do a little bit of reverse tabletop, which we're then going to play with. So, reverse tabletop. Feet are about hip width apart, parallel. The hands just behind me, shoulder blades drawn together. So I'm already preparing to open in the front of the body. Press down into the feet and the hands. Inhale and lift. Going to pause and take a breath. And then we're going to gently ease back down. So we're going to play with this now. We're going to bring in a little bit of spleen. So I've popped my right ankle on the left knee, preparing again. So minding the tanden, inhale, lift, pause for a breath. And we'll lower back down. Good. Plant that foot down. Just pause. Take a breath. Let's try the other one. So, preparing. Inhaling, lifting, breathing. And then we'll lower back down. Plant the foot. This time we're going to just hug the knees, let the spine and the head collapse. Good. Okay, let us roll gently down. So I'm going to bring the palms together And I'm going to point the feet today and then let the spine roll. Good. So when you're down, part the legs a little more, relax the arms. Just take a couple of breaths, allowing your body to be held. And let's bend the knees, let's plant the feet down. Make adjustments as you need to, comfort. And then let's bring the knees into the chest. Let's have a little hug. What would feel good now? I'm going to go a little from side to side. In fact, I'm going to release my legs a little. I'd like to get into the lower back rather than the middle back. Feels nice. Okay, so let's simply hug in stillness. How are the shoulders? Can we soften them? Let's inhale. Let's bring the head up towards the knees and let's breathe here. So this is a really interesting time of year to be doing this. We're kind of breathing, directing energy towards the center, fueling up the power pack, the tanden, with each breath. Storing the goodness. So let's let the head gently rest back down and let your arms rest. Palms open. Let's let the feet float up and we'll wiggle the toes around a little. Good stuff. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to point the toes and we're going to bend the knees. Let's aim for about 90 degrees here. So you're welcome to pop your hands under the hips if that's more comfortable for you. So we're going to, slow and controlled, on an exhale, we're going to lower the right foot, maintaining that 90 degrees until the toes just touch the ground. And then inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, left foot, toes touch. Inhale, back up. Right side, exhale. And inhale. Other side, exhale. And inhale. Let's try both together. Exhale, slow and steady. And inhale. And again, exhale. And inhale. One more time. Exhale. And inhale. Good. Okay, relax those feet and calves. Let the feet float down. We can remove the hands, but we will bring the soles of the feet together again. Let the knees just flop open. Pause and breathe. In fact, let's bring the hands onto lower abdomen, tanden area, and let's just gently, in fact you can use little fists here, circle and massage into the lower abdomen area. Good. I'm actually going to massage a little bit into the physical stomach area as well. Just excellent. Okay. So we're going to bring the arms out shoulder level, palms open. We're preparing for some twist. So I'm going to gather the knees together, but I'm just going to step them a little bit apart. I'm going to bring the right ankle back onto the left knee. And we'll just pause and let the hips get used to that again. So how are your shoulders? Is your head and neck comfortable? If so, on the next exhale, let's let the knees float over to the right, turn the head to the left, and we'll just pause here. So we don't need to force anything. Gravity and the weight of your foot on your knee will actually do all the work you need to do. All we need to do is breathe and observe. Bringing that awareness to each moment. Okay, let's gently come up as we inhale, and as we exhale, we're actually going to take it all the way over to the other side. And we'll just do the same there. No forcing, no big effort. We're just going to breathe and let gravity and the natural weight of your body encourage any deepening. Good. Let's come back up to center. Nice and steady. And we'll swap that for the other side. Okay, so pausing initially just to let your hips get used to this. And then on an exhale, we'll glide over to the left, settling, turning the head to the right. Resting in awareness here, pausing to gather. Okay, let's glide that over to the other side. Let's take a little mindful time here. Good stuff. Okay, let's come gently back up. And let's return to the happy baby. And have a few moments just remembering how wonderful it is to be frivolous and joyful. Whee! Woo! Well done. Hello. Well done, you too. Oh, hello. Okay. All right. You can release your happy baby. Nice downward dog. And come into Shavasana for a lovely final relaxation. So take your time to get comfortable. Give yourself this time. Shh, 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 shh. Allowing your body to become heavy, supported by the earth beneath you. Go sit down. Recognizing that right now there's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else you need to achieve or do. There is just this moment, this breath, and this body resting here. Take a slow, gentle breath in. And as you breathe out, allow yourself to soften. Feel the ground beneath you, steady, quiet. Late summer carries us gently towards the earth element, the season of nourishment, grounding, and harvest. The energy of earth reminds us that we don't always have to push forward. Sometimes we need to pause, to gather, to receive, to digest all that life has offered us. Let your whole body feel held now. Imagine that the earth beneath you is a warm and supportive cushion. Let your entire body soften and rest. Bring awareness to the center of your body, the place of the earth element, and imagine a warm, golden light glowing gently around your belly and your heart. Not a bright or demanding light, but a soft, late summer glow. The color of ripening wheat, of golden fields, of sunlight resting on land. And with each breath, imagine this warmth nourishing you. Breathing in, receiving. Breathing out, releasing. Perhaps there's something you've been carrying that you no longer need to hold so tightly. Let the earth take some of its weight. You don't have to solve everything today. you can simply place it down for a while. In Zen, there's great wisdom in allowing things to be just as they are. The earth doesn't hurry the harvest. A seed grows in its own time. A fruit ripens when it's ready. And perhaps you too can trust your own timing. There's nothing missing from this moment. You are exactly where you need to be, feeling the steadiness beneath you, the breath moving naturally, the body resting, the mind quieting. And perhaps just for a few moments, allow yourself to feel grateful. Grateful for this body that carries you, for the earth that supports you, for the nourishment you've received, for the experiences that have helped you grow. For everything still quietly ripening within you. Take a final deep breath in. Slowly breathe out. Sometimes the most important thing is simply to stand firmly where you are, to receive, to rest, to trust that in its own time the harvest will come. Take one final beautiful breath in. And as you breathe out, smile softly to yourself. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be filled with loving kindness. Keep that little smile with you as you invite a little movement into your fingers and toes, deepening the breath, maybe enjoying a good yawn or a stretch or both, and whatever else your body is asking of you now. Then gradually making your way up into sitting. Your practice complete. Bringing the palms together in a final expression of gratitude and respect. Thank you for practicing. She's trying to lick in my face and everything.